photography. Oh, okay, now we're recording. um, and well, after the video, we're gonna go over the 7 steps of survival. Um, but one crucial thing to do, and I tell the kids here, at the assemblies and virtually, every day, and for the presentations, to make sure before they go to sleep or to go to bed, everybody, not just the kids, but mom, dads, grandparents, everybody has their bedroom door closed before going to sleep at night. Because again, smoke is the thing that, well, we tell the kids that are older that understand that 200 children annually die in house fires, not from the fires itself, but from the smoke that reaches their room, okay, because they left their bedroom door open before going to sleep. That's why we stress, what the commissioner said earlier this month, close before you doze. So that's a good thing to remember. When you lay your head in that pillow and you're reading a book or just, watching a YouTube video, whatever you're doing, just make sure that bedroom door is closed before you go to sleep. If you have that bedroom door closed, you'll have, I believe, a 30 to 40-minute window before smoke fills up that room. We in Philadelphia, we are the 5th largest fire department in the nation. We take pride in getting to an incident, whether it be a house fire or any incident, within 3 to 5 minutes. If you had that bedroom door closed, okay, you will have a good chance of surviving, okay, from smoke inhalation, okay, just by having that bedroom door closed. Okay, so very important that you do that. Going back to electrical, we recommend that you get these power strips. Again, you can find them in any hardware store, Lowe's or Home Depot. No more than $15. If you're an Amazon shopper, you can order on Amazon. Make sure they are UL approved. Okay, and then very important, what you do with these power strips, you'll use them with any mobile device, cell phone, tablet, laptops, anything that's a small appliance, not a space heater. Okay, because that's, again, that generates, and then I think anything with like a space heater or big screen TV, a refrigerator, anything that's a large appliance, a good size microwave, we recommend that you plug directly into the wall and not these power strips. They act like little circuit breakers. So if something does happen, it will trip and it will turn off. If it's a good circuit breaker, like, again, make sure it's UL approved. A worthwhile investment. Okay, so in regards to that, I mentioned, okay, candles and furnaces. With candles, again, if you must use candles during the holidays or just anytime, let's say you light candles all year long. Okay, well, we recommend, again, if you have to leave, your home, whether it be an apartment or a house, or even if you have to go to the next room, make sure you blow out that candle. Again, I've been to fires that, sometimes there was just little flames on the coffee table, and then there were times that were when the candle started and the whole apartment complex just burnt down to the ground. Thankfully, there were survivors, but that candle caused the whole everybody lost their homes because of that one candle. And that's a little story. Back in 2009, New Year's Eve, somebody left the candle next to the curtain. Went outside to go to a convenience store, came back, the whole place is gone. It was about 50 apartments in that building, in that apartment building. So if you must light a candle, keep that in mind. Keep that away. You want to keep it away from curtains, drapes, or furniture. Again, act as if that candle is like a source of heat, put it that way. So you want to keep 3 feet of space away from that candle as well. Okay, going back to the electric, you know what to do with this. Make sure you invest in this as worthwhile investment. Like I said, cell phone, tablets, laptops, anything that's small, you want to use with this device right here. With the power strips, cooking. Okay, cooking is another thing you want to consider, not just in the wintertime, but all year round. Unattended cooking is another leading cause of fire, not just here, but in the whole United States. So with cooking, if you must leave the kitchen area while you're cooking, we recommend that you bring maybe a serving spoon or a kitchen towel. If you're wearing an apron, just bring the apron with you or leave it on, don't take it off. And then just, answer the door or just see what's going on. And also we recommend that you have your handles for the pots and pans turned inward. That way a pet or a small child will knock over the pot and pan and causing something to happen. In case of a grease fire, we recommend that you turn off the source. If you have a lid nearby, put that lid over the pan. If the flames are too high and you don't know where the lid is, grab a bag of baking soda and just throw it over the pan. Never use water for a grease fire. That's the last thing you want to do, is use water for a grease fire. I can't stress that enough. Any smokers here? No? Okay, I see nods. I don't know about the other people, but again, relay this information to your loved ones, those who are smokers. If you cannot smoke outside, well, this morning was 19 degrees. So if they want to smoke indoors, that's fine. Just to invest in a deep ashtray, put some water in the bottom of it, not too much, just enough for it to call out so it won't cause any embers. And again, it won't cause any fires for you smokers out there. Again, we can go over this video. After the video, I wanted to go over the 7 steps of survival, and also, what it's mentioned on the video, also with the home escape plan. I want to go over that as well. So, Ms. Blackson, you want to show that video? Space heaters, yes, definitely. Like again, use that space heater, treat it as if it's a source of heat, as if it's a furnace or a candle. It's going to generate heat. So again, like anything else, you want to leave 3 feet of space clear from the space heaters, and you want to plug it direct into the wall. Oh, here we go.
To answer one
You're good.
Crucial question. How would kids react in a realistic fire drill? The result shows a parent's worst nightmare. As the mother of 2 boys, I can tell you it's not easy to watch. But you need to see this and pay close attention, because what you're about to learn can help ensure that your children are prepared to survive. Here is the extraordinary experience that 4 families had when they tested their children's ability to escape a fire.
Your house is burning. You've got 3 minutes to get out. Could your kids do it? The kids of Poplar Bridge Elementary know as much, if not more, about fire safety than most.
Stop, drop, and roll.
But Dimension found that reciting it and actually doing it are 2 very different things. How do we know? We asked 4 Poplar Bridge students to put into practice at home what they'd learned at school about getting out of a fire.
We're actually going to do a little fire drill, okay?
Okay.
What you'll see tonight, surprised parents.
This really worries me.
And fire officials.
Very scary for parents.
Before we stage the home fire drills, we talk with each child, give them an idea of what's coming.
We thought maybe we'd come by in the night and do a little practice drill, if that'd be okay.
Because we don't want the drill to be too frightening. We do, however, want the drill to seem real. Harmless theater smoke in the hallways outside their bedrooms will force them to make decisions about the safest way out. The Bloomington Fire Marshal oversees the drills, which were choreographed with the help of a Bloomington school psychologist. A firefighter is posted outside the children's windows to make sure they don't climb out or jump. We start with 10-year-old Chandler and discover a problem right away. The smoke detector doesn't work. But Chandler picks up on the unusual sound of the smoke machine. She stays calm, jumps out of bed, and runs out of the house to a family meeting spot outside. Trouble is, She runs right through the smoky hallway.
If it was a real emergency, that could have been pretty tragic, because one breath of that kind of smoke during a fire can cause you just to faint and be on the floor.
At least Chandler tried to save herself. Next stop, 10-year-old Rainey's house. Here, there are several smoke detectors that work, but 5 minutes later, there is still no sign of Rainey at either her bedroom door or window.
Do you see anything movement inside?
Her dad goes in to make sure she's awake.
Rainey. There's smoke in the house. What are we gonna do?
Rainey follows her dad out again right into the smoke. She tells us she didn't recognize the sound of the smoke alarms.
I heard them. I wasn't used to that sort of thing.
We didn't shine tonight.
Sam is a Boy Scout who knows where to head if there's a fire in his house.
In case it was like upstairs, like go out the window.
But watch how quickly all that goes out the window during what feels like a real fire. The smoke detectors fail to awaken Sam. His mom tries.
Sam, this is the drill. The alarms are going off. Show me what you're going to do now.
Precious time passes.
It's smoky. The alarms are going off. Sam, what are you going to do? I'm scared. It's a fire drill. I'm scared. Come on, Sam, you need to get up.
That's kind of scary for a mom to say, oh gosh, now if I weren't here, you wouldn't have stayed in bed, would you?
Which brings us to Mitchell, who is also 10. Problem 1, the smoke detector in his second floor apartment doesn't work. The fire marshal activates one he's brought. The apartment fills with smoke. 55 seconds later, Mitchell awakens, but simply covers his ears and stays in bed. Less than 3 minutes later, smoke has crept into his bedroom and rises. Mitchell is in the top bunk. 9 minutes into the drill, Mitchell's room is filled with smoke. He's made no move to save himself. 12 minutes into the drill, Mitchell's mom tells him he must get out, but on his own.
You need to get out.
Mom,
Come on, get out.
I can barely see.
She is desperate to know he can do it.
I can't see anything.
Nearly 14 minutes pass. In a real fire, Mitchell would be dead. This is not easy to watch, not for you, not for us.
I think reality sunk in there too. I think everyone in the room realized, those what seemed to be simple steps a week ago were just forgotten.
And certainly not for Mitchell's mother.
The fact that he just froze and there was nothing that he was going to do.
But it's better to learn it now than after a real fire. And as you'll see in a few minutes, the payoff is huge.
When you read about kids that we lose in fires, people always ask that question, why are they still in the bedroom? Why did they not get out? Because they don't know what to do. They do like what happened tonight. They freeze. And they wait for somebody else because somebody's always been there before to help them.
There's one reason these kids could not get out of their homes. None had ever practiced.
No excuse. I just haven't done it.
That's something we're getting around to, I think.
And so the Bloomington Fire Department leaves our families with several things. New smoke detectors, if theirs didn't work, and specific instructions for the children.
You hear that beeping ever again? That's pretty serious stuff, okay? So you want to get out of bed, low on the floor, crawl over to the door. Feels hot? Then you know the fire's right outside. You don't want to open the door. When it's cool, you peek out there. If you see smoke, close it quick, turn the light on and go to your window. Open the shades so people can see that you're in your room.
The idea that kids can learn to react during an emergency is the reason schools hold regular fire drills, although schools rarely burn. Consider this comparison. There were more than 3,000 house fires in Minnesota in 1999. There were only 10 fires in Minnesota schools, and that includes colleges and universities. 50 people died in house fires that year. Nobody has ever died at a school fire for as long as the state of Minnesota has been keeping records.
Now, despite those numbers, let's see where this group of third graders is most prepared to deal with fire. Now, how many of you have done a fire drill at your school? All 25. Now, how many of you have done real fire drills at your home? Just 2. Even third graders can tell these numbers don't make sense.
You should do more fire drills at home.
Each child agrees to practice.
I feel better and not so worried.
Rehearsing with their families what they learned during the dimension drills.
Good job. I think we're ready.
Now watch what happens when Dimension goes back to each child's home to repeat the drill. Watch Chandler. Rainey.
She's at the window here.
And Sam. He awakens as soon as a new smoke detector in his room goes off and is at his window within seconds. But mostly watch Mitchell, who in the span of a couple of weeks moves from paralysis to complete confidence. He awakens immediately, hops from the bed, stays low, checks the door, even stuffs clothing from his hamper under the door to buy himself more time. He remembers to turn on his light. He's at his window in just over 1 minute. It is a sight worth celebrating.
Excellent. I'm very happy. We practiced a lot. Good job. Come here. Good job.
Thank you.
For Dimension, I'm Trish Van Pilsum.
We make sure that kids have fire drills at school, yet the risk of dying in a fire at home is much greater. 8 out of 10 fire deaths occur in the home, and young children are at much higher risk than adults or older children. But you can do something about this. Planning and practicing a home fire drill can make the difference between life and death. We are grateful to WCCO TV for allowing us to share this program with you. We hope you'll share what you've learned with your family, and especially with your children. Make sure everyone knows what to do, then practice it often. Thank you for watching.
All right. Okay, mentioned on the video about having a home escape plan. We want to do, just get a blank piece of paper like so. You can see the lines. You want to draw vertical, horizontal lines right here. That's a rough draft of your home. Nothing too fancy. Top floors already will be your bedrooms, kitchen, and living room. Gonna make sure there's 2 ways out of your home. That'll be the front door and back door. Draw little windows and doors on each side. Again, there's 2 ways out of your room, which will be the window and the door. Okay, keep that door closed. I'm going to mention about the 7 steps of survival. Case of a cool door, you feel it back in your hand. You hear that smoke alarm going off. Just look, peek out the door. If that door is cool, if there's a little bit of smoke or no smoke, stay low. You go down the stairs, go across the street, either with the front door or back door. You got to have a family meeting place, and this you got to practice, like I said on video, at least twice a year. That way, there'll be no confusion. There'll be no, you practice. The kids know what to do, as well as the rest of your family. So again, we recommend that you have fire drills in your home at least twice a year, once every 6 months. Okay, so that's the first scenario. That's for a cool door. For a hot door, again, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're hearing the alarm go off. First thing you want to do, get out of the bed. You gotta go to your closed bedroom door. You gotta feel that door again with the back of your hand. That way you won't burn your front in case you have to climb down a ladder or do anything else. After that, go to your bed. You gotta grab either a blanket, a sheet. You gotta go to that door, that closed door. You're gonna cover the bottom of that door, okay, with the blanket or sheet, to prevent more smoke from coming in into your room. You want to go to your window, open your window and yell fire. If the window is hard to open, turn on the, like I did in the video, turn on the bedroom light, get a t-shirt and something, get the attention when the trucks come in. If you have a cell phone with you in your bedroom, you could dial 911 from your bedroom if that door is hot. Okay, let me see here. Okay, now you have 10 people here. Okay, good. That being said, are there any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
So what about people that don't know how to install like, for example, like me, I don't know how to install, I don't know how to check them like that. I'm gonna say the truth.
Okay.
So, but I know I have one in my house, but I don't know how to install, and I'm gonna pick one in the store the last time. I'm like, how am I gonna do this thing when I don't know how to?
Okay, no problem. So what you want to do is dial 311. You give your name, number, and address. Somebody will call you back. It's gonna be a little bit of a wait, but they will call you back and they will ask you when it's a good time for them to come to your home and install the smoke alarms for you. We'll do it for you free of charge. We'll put one on every level of your home. And when you check the smoke alarms, at least once a month, you can use a broomstick or a mop handle. The top button of the, let me show you real quick.
The
Of
red
the smoke alarm here
button.
is to activate. And
Yes.
then the bottom button is to hush it. 'Cause like I said, it can be on the ceiling, so it's gonna be high, right? So again, check your smoke alarms once a month, either through a broomstick, mop handle, top buttons to activate it, bottom is to hush it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
So what if you live in a house where the smoke detectors go off all the time when you cook? I noticed sometimes I've seen family members take the smoke detectors down because it's constantly going off and it becomes kind of annoying, but then they forget to put it back up. So what do you recommend?
Well, that's why we say do not install smoke alarms in the kitchen area, because it will set it off. When we install the smoke alarms, again, we put them bottom steps, basement area on the ceiling. We'll put them on the bottom steps on the first floor, and then middle of the hallway for the second floor. Yeah, nowhere near the kitchen or bathroom area. Not at all.
Do you have any other questions?
I do.
Go ahead.
You said in the bedroom, you said close the door and then put clothing underneath the door. Do you bust out the window or you just leave it closed like that? If you can't get the window open,
Right.
can you?
Well, like I said on the video, they had those kids turn on the bedroom light. So that's what they did. They put a sheet bottom of that door. They went to the window.
Okay.
They turned on the bedroom light.
Okay.
They had like a t-shirt and they just waved at the window.
Okay, but I was
get
thinking about
attention.
busting the window out. Okay.
Yeah, you don't bust out the window. You don't want to do that.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know. Okay.
Like,
Because that oxygen
like,
would feed the fire. You don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
for example, like, what about some window that you cannot open the window?
Right.
Like my window, I can open it from the inside. I mean, I can open the net, but I cannot
Right.
open it.
Again, leave it closed. You gotta turn on your bedroom light, grab a t-shirt, and just wave right there, waiting for help. If
Okay.
you got a cell phone with you in your bedroom, dial 911 for your bedroom. If that door is hot, if it's hot,
Okay.
and let them know that you're on the second floor bedroom, back of the house, rear of the house, front of the house.
That's why you said I like the idea of a lot of us do sleep with our cell phones.
Mhm.
So calling 911 from your cell phone is a good idea if you're kind of trapped in your room
Right.
and you
And
can't get out.
I tell the older kids, even for a cool door, you go downstairs, you go out the front or back door, you got that family meeting place. If you forget your cell phones, do not get back in the house. But tell them to knock on a neighbor's door and ask them to dial 911 for you if you forget your cell phones. Never go back in the house for a cell phone, not for a fire, not for anything.
These are great tips because these are the ones that, you don't hear about all the time. You hear about stop, drop, and roll. You hear about, some other things. But the key is with the smoke detectors, you get time to do these things. And that's the key. When you have the smoke detector, it detects the smoke. Then you have time to get to your window. You have time to put the things under your door. You have time. But without the smoke detector, that fire moves very quickly. It spreads very quickly. That smoke builds up very quickly. So if you don't have a smoke detector, you lose precious time to do all of these things. So the smoke detector is so important. And it's like he said, important to have it installed properly in the right place, check the batteries, make sure, I know the newer ones have like a 10-year battery inside.
These smoke alarms have 10-year batteries. They're already installed, already manufactured, so you do not have to replace the batteries at all. After 10 years, or let's say 9 years, you go by the manufacture date here of the smoke alarms. So within 9.5 years, you want to go start the process over again. You go to dial 311, give your name, address, and phone number, and you get these smoke alarms again. These last 10 years, these batteries. I'm sorry, the smoke alarms. So you don't change any batteries at all. No change for batteries.
So that's good, especially if you have a real high area. Sometimes it's hard to change the batteries and
that's one thing you do have to worry about now. That's a thing in the past. So again, these smoke alarms have batteries already installed. So that's no longer needed.
Another question.
One less concern.
Another question. What is the difference between the smoke alarm and the carbon monoxide alarm? What's the difference?
Okay, so the carbon monoxide detectors, they do detect the fumes of carbon monoxide, whereas smoke is just designed to detect smoke rather. And they're two different things. So, and again, you weren't here earlier, but I told the parents here, if you do buy one, the carbon, we don't install them. You have to go to either, let's say, a hardware store or Lowe's, Home Depot. The carbon monoxide detectors are no more than $20. Do not install them near the furnace area. That's where you do not want to install them.
Do not what? I'm sorry.
Do not install them near the furnace. We have the furnace and all that, the heat system. If you have carbon monoxide detectors, install them the same floor where you sleep. Let's say the second floor.
Okay.
Okay.
So don't put them in the basement near your heater.
No, they'll put them in the basement.
Upstairs near your bedroom.
No, exactly.
Right.
Or near the kitchen area where the stove is or oven is, because it might set off for that. So
don't put them in the kitchen or the basement.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys. These are great questions. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? We have a few more minutes. You got a real actual firefighter here. Get all your questions answered. Ms. Smith, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yes. Is there, in your experience, is there honestly a better smoke detector or carbon monoxide detector, one that's more sensitive but not too sensitive, I guess?
Well, the ones we install, these kids right here, they're real efficient, and again, they're free. They don't cost you anything. If you live in the city, just dial 311. We will come out to your homes and install these for you. I'm sure there's more sophisticated and but I mean, this is more practical and it does work.
And you said that was the Kidde brand, you said?
Yes, and these, like I said, the batteries are already installed, so you don't have to worry about changing batteries and all that stuff. Not with these smoke alarms.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second, Ms. Smith. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Ms. Beatty. Ms. Smith, are you done?
No, I also wanted to. Is there somewhere we can go so you can show, like, practice using a fire extinguisher? Because I know the directions are on there, but then.
Oh, okay. So for fire extinguishers, what I did was I went on Google, and okay, it has here the street department collects fire extinguishers for public disposal, and there are 2 places you can go for that to get them recharged. That's at 51st and Chestnut.
She didn't have a light.
Also 2516 Frankfurt Avenue, and I do have the numbers there.
No, but then they got
Well, no, I was like, I
I
want to
can
know
share
that
if
I'm
you want
doing
a
it
video.
right. So somewhere that they can watch. I mean, kind of like the transportation department lets you bring your car and the car seat in, and they show you physically how to put it in and what it should look like and everything. So is there somewhere where I could go or anyone could go where we would actually be able to handle an in-home fire extinguisher, so we know that we pulled the pin right and we aimed it and we were the right distance or anything like that, however that might work?
Oh, you can go on YouTube and you could actually they have instructions on the fire extinguishers, how to activate them and all that. And I know there's a lot of concerns. We've got a lot of phone calls about how to recycle them or get them recharged. And like I said, I looked up all on Google. You could and what I typed was how to dispose of a fire extinguisher, or where can I get my fire extinguisher recharged? And it'll give you the time, the number and the addresses, west side of the city and the east side of the city, where to go to.
So what I'll do is I'll get all that information for all of you. And when I send out the link to this workshop for the recording,
Right.
I'll include a YouTube video, the one we watched, as well as one that demonstrates how to use a home fire extinguisher. And then if that's not sufficient, reach out to me and I'll try to find a place where you can go. Right now, unfortunately, with the virus and the cold and everything, it's so hard to get into like places like that anymore. So I'll do my best to find something that's very easy to follow, and then you can kind of like pause it and practice. And okay, I'll share that with everyone that's here, everyone that's on the list. Miss Marcy.
Thank you.
And I have two questions. I think Miss Marcy had a question and Miss Amani had a question, and Miss Jessica, you may have a question as well. So Miss Marcy, you want to ask your question first?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment. I've lost people to fires. Unfortunately, my brother was in a fire. Two of my cousins, when the police drove by, I saw the house on fire, but it was too late to save them. And it was also, a baby involved. So I'm trying to learn all I can and be very, very careful about fire. So one time, I don't smoke anything, but I might use a matches or lighter to light the stove. So I was lighting my stove. I couldn't find a match, so I took a piece of paper and lit the stove. And I got scared because when I lit the stove, but the paper, the flame got real big on the paper. So I hurry up and threw it. It took me like maybe about 2 minutes to put it out, and I was surprised. It was just a piece of paper how big the flame got. So I'm trying to learn all I can to be very, very careful, because I do have small children in the house. I also have a child with special needs, and sometimes they like to play with things, and I read in the paper, I have a Christmas tree up, that it could be a possible cause that the little boy was playing with a lighter and the Christmas tree got on fire. Well, I caught my 2-year-old granddaughter with a lighter, but she was nowhere near the Christmas tree. I heard it got out of her hand. So I'm asking you as a firefighter, how do we teach children about, particularly about, like, when they pick up like lighters? Because unknowingly, I didn't know she had a lighter. I just happened to see her with it. And also sometimes when you're dealing with children who have special needs, you have to like deal with them differently about things. I just wanted to know, what advice could you give me about that? Thank you.
Okay, so when I give the assemblies for the schools, we tell the kids, no, do not touch matches, do not touch lighters. If you see a book of matches or lighters, to tell your parents, let them know and that way they could put it up high out of your reach. That's what we tell the kids every day at the assemblies. No, do not touch lighters, do not touch matches. I mean, we tell them that every day. Well, every time we do the assemblies, and even for virtual presentations, we encourage them not to touch that. That's not. And if they see it, to tell a parent. And there's a video actually for the K-2 group. It's called Fire Safety Education video. And it tells the kids just that. If you see lighters or matches, don't touch it. Tell a grown up or tell your parent.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll make sure to share all these links and you can share them with your children. I'll find something that's really easy for children to understand. Won't scare them too much, but it'll just, let them know the importance of fire safety. So I'll make sure I'll share that with you all, as well as anyone who, all the parents, including the ones who are not here. So Ms. Marcy, did you still have, you want to turn your video on? Yes, you said you wanted to show your
Okay, yeah,
smoke detector.
so, all right, so here is where, can you see it? I'm trying to move the camera. See the smoke detector there?
Okay, and is that your, what room
And
is
that's the
that in?
entryway from the dining room and the kitchen. Is that a bad location for it to be?
Can you see that, firefighter Mason?
I do see it, yes.
So it's right there.
So it's right there in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's too close.
Yeah, in the
That's too
archway.
close to the kitchen.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna have to have somebody move that.
Okay, that would be good. Yeah, I think a lot of us, automatically think to put it near the kitchen because that's the likelihood of a fire to start in the kitchen. So I know growing up, we always had it near the kitchen, but you really want it near the bedroom because more than likely a fire is going to start while you're asleep. And so wherever you sleep, that's the best place to have. Make sure you have the smoke detectors near the bedrooms and the hallways, places like that. Even in the living room, if you have people that sometimes sleep on a sofa or things like that, or in the basement, if you have people who sleep in your basement, put it like in the stairwell between the upstairs and the basement. But like he said, try to move it away from kitchens and away from the bathroom because it'll be easy to set off accidentally, and then that might make people move it or turn it off or something because it's always going off.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I have one question.
You're welcome.
Can you talk? My
Go ahead.
sister's house burned down, and they said it burned down because of electrical fire. Can you just talk about that? Because I didn't understand. When I think of electric, I think of something being plugged up.
Right.
But her whole house burned down, and they said it was electrical fire. It started in the walls. So I was wondering, can you talk about that? How is that even possible?
Sometimes we would get a call for inside wires, and we would have to break the wall to see where the fire spread is. Usually it's, like I said, an overloaded outlet, or they didn't have a power strip. They have an extension cord and they use it constantly with the space heater. So there's all kinds of factors that could happen when between the walls catch on fire, and it does happen. And that's usually due to overloaded circuits.
Okay. And the same thing in that case, you want to just make sure you have a working smoke detector, because even then the smoke comes before the fire. Always the smoke comes before the fire. So if you get out the house, I think even with electrical fire, whatever kind of fire it is, it's going to have smoke, and that'll give you a chance. The main thing is to get you and your loved ones out of the house.
Also, Ms. Marcy, I saw that smoke alarm between the living room and the kitchen. So what we want to do is have that person move that smoke alarm actually to the bottom of the steps. Leave it on the first floor, but just have it on the bottom of the steps.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
great. That's great information. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my landlord put that there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell him he needs to move it.
Move it. And you have the video now, so you can show them the video.
Right.
Tell them the firefighter said you need to move this.
Put that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The bottom of the steps.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, guys, we're wrapping up. If you think of any questions, after this, you guys know you can always text me, email me. You have my number, and if I don't have the answer information, I'll definitely reach out to the firefighter Masonette to get any answers for you. But I really appreciate you taking the time, because spread this information around when I share it with you. Like all of you, most of you do, share it with everybody that you know. Forward the emails, forward the texts, because this can happen. A lot of people just don't think it's going to happen to them. Nobody thinks this is going to happen to them, and we hope it doesn't. But we know that the reality is that it happens too many times. So we want to make sure we get this information out, okay?